Welcome to Fantasy Football Aces. It's your boy William Wolf. Live, motherfucker. We're going to get into we're going to do some mock drafts. I got 2 live drafts tomorrow. I'm going to go live tomorrow doing a $500 buy-in and then like a $100 buy-in right here. It looks like they both didn't integrate. As a matter of fact, this is supposed to say 12 teams by now. Which I want to use the settings that we're using. But long story short, I got one at 7 p.m. and one at 8 p.m. They're both auction drafts. They're both full point PPR. One of them has a weird. It's not. I didn't make this league up. I'm just joining it. It's with my cousin. But it's got a weird flex that you include a quarterback. So that's going to be really interesting how you try to allocate your money with 2 quarterbacks. I'm going to set it up though. So I'm going to set it up first for that one. We're going to go for an hour today just doing mock drafts. The auction mock drafts I'm starting to realize is not as important as Snake, just simply because it gets fucking crazy and people start bidding up players way higher than they should. And if you got your mind on one person really in particular, like it's tough to guarantee you're going to get him because they start bidding him out way too high more than he's supposed to. You got to back off. It's the smart thing to do. Unfortunately, in auction, you kind of just have to go with the flow, play smart, have a huge list of guys, and then just get the best value every time. And the problem with this draft wizard is it doesn't really give a ton of weird variance to human error. It stays kind of reasonable and rational. So it's tough to actually gauge what's really going to happen. It has been successful for me the last 4 or 5 years using this platform for mock draft, for auctions. But at the end of the day, it's still beneficial to use, but you kind of just have to go with the flow. But yeah, what I was going to show is the settings here. It's a weird league. I'm going to do 5 or 6 mocks for this league, just so I have a general idea what I'm going to do. I already know, in my mind, I already have a list of a lot of players that I love. So it's a matter of which ones I get essentially. All right, so this is pretty standard. He gives bonus points for the 150 yard and the 200 yard mark. That's whatever. 1 point PPR, 25 passing yards. That's important. That's standard usually, but you'll see that a lot of leagues like my big money league, we actually only do 20 yards. So that kind of gives the quarterback more of an advantage and something you should pay attention to because quarterbacks become more valuable depending on these stats. For example, my big money league, it's only -1 here. So those are 2 things make the quarterback less valuable, in my opinion. Those 2 stats makes the wide receivers the most valuable, especially in a PPR format. But look at this: QB, wide receiver, running back, tight end, wide receiver, running back, tight end, QB, wide receiver, running back, tight end, and then it's got 6 benches and 2 IRs. So this is a really weird, deep league. It's going to be very interesting to see how the draft goes. I'm going to actually just set it up manually. A full point PPR, 12 teams, 8 position, don't matter. We got 1 of these and 1 of these. So they do have that set up for me at least. Let's mock it up. You know what I'm saying? I've never done a mock for this kind of format, so we'll see what they recommend. Obviously, they're recommending quarterbacks, right? Because it's a 2 quarterback league. I knew that already. Going into this, I knew and thought that quarterbacks were going to be prime for. But this is auction actually, though. I did snake, sorry. But still, though, that tells you that how much quarterbacks are high value. They're basically, essentially, first round picks. So yeah, we're gonna go back. We gotta do auction. Salary cap. All right, we're good now. So you see, look at that. I haven't seen him that much, really, ever. That tells you that this league, man, quarterbacks are fucking important. I knew that already though. It's logical, right? So like I was gonna go after Jalen Hurts and I was gonna go after Justin Fields. But in this situation, I'm gonna go for Lamar and Justin Fields. But it's interesting to see like the values of guys in this one because yeah, look at the running backs. They're way down because you got that extra flex. It's a very bizarre league. I want this guy though, so I'm gonna bid it for him. Actually, in this league, I'm gonna go for Jamar Gibbs, so I'm not gonna go for St. Brown. I'm gonna make sure I spend money on 2 quarterbacks and see how that pops out. I'm definitely gonna get Travis Kelce. I don't care how much it's gonna cost me. Buck 84 is what we have. So Travis Kelce and 2 quarterbacks will be my priority. And then I'm gonna go for like just a bunch of these guys in this range. I got a lot of James Cook. I get him for cheap. DeAndre Swift I can get for cheap. I like Khalil Herbert. So I'll get Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes. Those will be my 2 quarterbacks. I get a running and a throwing. And then I'll get Herbert. That way I don't stack with Fields and him because I love Herbert. We're really cheap there. And then I'll get I'll go after Nick Chubb or Pollard. But we'll see how the money spends. Look how expensive Pat Mahomes is. That's crazy. I'm actually just going to take Kelce and not take Mahomes. I'm going to take Lamar and it's pretty much saying this league you can't afford to go after the 2 elite quarterbacks, but it's important to have 2, right? So I'm still going to go for the 2 elite quarterbacks. I think it makes a huge difference in this league, but I couldn't afford to get Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce. There's just no way. So I'll go for Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. No, because I want Swift. Let's see what happens when I go for Pat Mahomes. Fuck it. If I get him and Lamar Jackson, I'm feeling fucking pretty groovy. Fuck it. I'll just keep in mind that Josh Allen will be my backup here if I don't get Pat Mahomes. And like say tomorrow when they're bidding and they bid him way up than $54, I'm gonna have to keep this open for tomorrow so I can kind of reference it because these values are so bizarre because it's such a weird league, right? I'm also gonna get my quarterbacks in Travis early. That way I know how much money I have left over. I think that's the smart way to play it. I also have a lot more experience than this group on auctions, I'm sure. So that'll help me too. But there you go. So my roster, I got Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes. And then essentially I have $68 to allocate to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, position players. That's essentially means like $12 a person, $11 a person that I have left over. So if I get 2 top-notch quarterbacks and Travis Kelce, I'm not going to have a lot of money here to spend on any of these other position players. So that's going to be tough. But I just think that when you get these 2 quarterbacks and tight end in this kind of format, it's huge. But how much better is Lamar than a back-end shit quarterback, right? That's what you have to think about. One of these shitty quarterbacks. I think that the difference between is like probably like on average about 10 points a week, 7 or 8, 9 points a week. Then you have to think to yourself, are all these guys in this range, am I going to be able to be less than 10 points better or worse than the better guys in these positions? That's what you have to think about when you are doing this strategy. I'm gonna skip along because I know I can't afford none of these guys. I'm gonna try to do this strategy tomorrow. I'm gonna pick defenses, kickers, and see like if people want to waste extra money on them. If not, I'll take them for $1. That's the best way to do auctions. I want Jahmyr Gibbs, but I just don't know if I'll have enough money for him. I think I will though, to be honest. At 20, I could. Let's see what happens here. I would love to have him with this roster that I'm building. If not, I'm gonna have to get like Jameson Williams late just to have a lion because I really want a lion. Yeah, I didn't get him. I wouldn't have gotten it for $24. So let's see. You know what kind of receivers we want and running backs, right? So that part is easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About between $11 and $12 a person. So we're looking at Kenneth Walker, James Cook, DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert. Those are the guys we're going for in this draft. And then at receivers, we're going to go for Sky Moore, Darius Toney. No, we don't want to get too many Kansas City Chiefs. This is a really fucking hard. I'm going to get Michael Pittman. I'm not going to bullshit. This is going to be a really weird and hard draft to draft for. The quarterback values go so much because of there's 2 of them, but then it like throws off everything else. I'm gonna see how this goes though, like just doing it like this. I pretty much just don't get any good running backs or receivers, or at least, quote unquote, top notch guys. That's what throws this thing way off. But it is what it is. You got to wait for everybody else to get back to like where I'm at. They're starting to get close to where I'm at. So then at that point I can start bidding for guys. That's the way you got to do auctions, I've noticed. Plus you got to assume that these dudes are going to waste a decent amount of money on their second quarterbacks. But right about now is where I think I'm going to enter the market again. He's going to be a little bit too much. But I got Hopkins in another league, so I don't want him. I'm definitely going after James Cook. This is a guaranteed player I'm going after. No Josh Allen here. No Bill. I definitely want him. He's a good PPR guy too. He'll get a lot of catches this year. He'll be in on almost all third downs. Damian Harris is going to definitely vulture touchdowns from James Cook, but James Cook's probably going to be at like 70% snap share, 65 at worst. And he's going to 1,000% be in on almost all third downs. So he's going to have a lot of dump downs when there's nothing there for Josh Allen. Going to have, I'd say, probably over 5 receptions a game. He's getting bit up, unfortunately, here. This is not what I would want in my draft. I'll take him for $15, though. I don't want Mike Evans, not in a PPR format. The ball's going to be spread around a lot. He's a boomer bust. I want high floor PPR guys. So I wouldn't mind having DJ Moore, but I'm going to go after Herbert. So we're going to stay away from DJ. He was expensive. We're definitely going after Kenneth Walker. He's right in the price range we want. I'll bid 16. I'm not going higher than that, though. Perfect. Take him. I like that. I like this team a lot, actually. Receivers I'm just going to have to find PPR guys that are falling late. Simple as that. I know I could figure it out, so not going to stress for it. Chris Godwin would be an option, but you I don't want to spend over 10 on any of these receivers, or I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. I got $39 left. Michael Pittman's a guy I'm going to go after if I can get him for 10 or less. I won't go up to that 13 mark, though. This is my range here, unfortunately. I can get one. I could definitely get Pittman. I can go up. I only got one more running back to get, and that's going to be Swift and Herbert. I'm going to get both of them so I can have both. I'll take that. That'd be good for me. I'll get Rondell Moore. He could be a big PPR guy. I'm not gonna go more than $2 though. They gotta give me a deal on him. With McLaren hurt, I think this guy could start off the year hot, and then Hal just falls in love with him and doesn't really revert back to McLaren that much. I think that Dotson's a great pick this year, and especially in this kind of format that I'm getting receivers late. I feel the same way about Sutton. With Judy banged up, it's like he's gonna have to throw it to Dotson and vice versa, Russell Wilson to Sutton, and hopefully they just fall in love with those guys. And then when Judy comes back and McLaren comes back, they kind of just stay away and really find their target. Especially Sam Howell, because Sam Howell, it's his first year, so he's gonna think to himself, or he's gonna get accustomed to throwing Dotson, and he might never not pull back after that. It's just a theory and a hope. It's not something that's guaranteed. But I like Dotson for $8. I'll take him for $8. We got $22 left. We're sitting pretty good in this draft right now as far as all that's concerned. I don't like Pickens. I won't take him, but I'll take Addison. I'll take Sutton. I'll take Juju in a PPR format. I like Sky Moore in PPR, even Even though I have Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes, I think that could be massive. I think this could be a massive stack where, like, if it hits, Mahomes throws for another 5,000 yards. Those yards are going to be going to Sky Moore and Kelce, right? And I'm going to just pound people. I definitely want to get Bateman and Zay Flowers as well because I have Lamar Jackson, and we can just hope to hit on one of these guys, right? We can get Kadarius Toney as well, and then it's like now we're getting like stacks on our team, and we don't know which one's gonna hit, but between Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney and Flowers and Bateman, one of them is going to be the superstar on that team as far as receivers are concerned, right? Odell's out of that picture, and then you by week 6 you kind of figure that out, and then that guy just flows into your lineup every week. And then there's going to be some weeks that they're playing a shitty defense, and you just stack them all: Travis Kelce, Sky Moore, and Kadarius Toney. Those are the weeks you really pound somebody. At this point, I have like a bunch of guys that I want, so I wouldn't spend more than $2 on like Cortland Sutton. I have receivers right now already, and I also want DeAndre Swift to go on my bench. I'll go after Zay because of this stack. But that's the only reason, and I can't go over like $5 to be honest. I wouldn't go over 5. I'd just let him go if it went over the 5. I'll take that. I got $10 left. I still want Swift. Yep. Even if I wasn't able to get Kadarius Toney or Bateman now, I think Swift is worth the money I have to spend, just because he could be a league winner. He's in the best offensive line in the NFL, and he's the RB1 with a ton of talent. If he somehow starts to get 60-70% snap share in a PPR format, this guy could be a league winner at that price. So you got to get him on your team. He could easily fill in at a bunch of these flex spots. I still want Herbert as well, so that's where the remaining amount of my money goes, and then the rest is dollar. So I can't afford to get Addison anymore. Matter of fact, I'm gonna we'll max out here on Herbert because he's worth it. I can't. So I lose Herbert and get Swift. That wasn't the initial plan. I would have preferred to have Herbert over Swift, to be honest, just because. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I just would have. I maybe think about getting Fields here if I'm not going to get Herbert though. Then I save some money at $45, but it's okay. We still got $5, and we will definitely get Kadarius Toney now. I'll leave my running backs alone. I'm good with the running backs I have. I'll try to. I got Zay Flowers, but I don't think if I can get him for $2, I'd take Bateman. I won't go over 2. That's nice. I want Quentin Johnson and Kadarius Toney. I also think Raheem Mostert's a good pick. This is stupid. I don't want him for $1. I'm gonna have to undo this pick. All right, good. We'll go after Kadarius. We'll go after Quentin Johnson, and then we'll go after. We didn't get. Yeah, we didn't get any line. I need Jameson Williams. So we won't go after Quentin Johnson. We'll go after Jameson Williams, and we'll go after Raheem Mostert. That's our last two players. We'll bid 3 here as well. That's it. So that's a pretty good team. I'd say that they're probably. I didn't get them. That sucks. We'll auto draft the rest of this, and we'll do another one. B's not bad. Let's see what the best team looks like. Money pits. Trevor Lawrence. This team's ass, bro. What the fuck are they talking about? I hate this software, how they think that certain things are good. Like, how's that better than my team? You kidding me? Pat Mahomes, Travis Lawrence, Madison, Kenneth Walker, Cam Akers, James Cook. I take literally all 3 of them over him. The receivers are much better. Okay, I get that. Tight end, I'm crushing him. Flex, I'm crushing. Jonathan Taylor's out. I got DeAndre Swift. I got Lamar Jackson versus Anthony Richardson. Come on. And then on top of that, like, there's depth down here that I could throw in. I like the Khalil Herbert pick, but that's who his real flex is. But my receivers are all undervalued guys. Jameson Williams could be a superstar when he comes back. Kadarius could be a superstar. This guy, we don't know. First round pick. Sky Moore, I predict he's going to have a fucking monster year this year. Most people are so sleep on him. It's ridiculous. You have to realize Juju's out the door. He's gone. Hardman is out the door. He's gone. He's the slot. And not only is he the slot, they're going to move him around. X, Z. He's going to be their number 1 receiver on their team. Kadarius Toney could be the number 1 receiver, but I just don't buy that he's going to stay healthy. On top of that, I don't buy that he actually is committed to learning the playbook and being somebody that Pat Mahomes really could rely on. Guys like Tom Brady and, you know, the Peyton Mannings of the world, and now the Pat Mahomes of the world, they need reliable guys. They need guys that they know they can count on. That's going to be Travis Kelce. That's going to be Sky Moore. Sky Moore is their guy. They drafted him in the 2nd round. He can move, man. When I was watching him last year, every time he got the ball, it was like, oh, this kid can move. And it just kind of was weird that they didn't commit to him. I assume that he just didn't know the playbook well enough. And I know that offense is complicated, and Andy Reid does a lot of complicated things. I think that they just like to ease rookies in, and they don't want to put pressure on them. And since they had Juju and Hardman in the building, which Hardman was a vet, and, you know, Juju, he was a first-year player, but a vet in the NFL, I think that they more or less just wanted him to learn behind him and not put any pressure on him. He got a lot of experience, though, won a Super Bowl, and now he's ready to go. I think he's going to be a monster player from them. I got Juju, too. I don't like him in any format except PPR. I like him in PPR formats. I think he's going to get sprayed with targets this year. I think a lot of underneath things, targets. I think they're going to try to move him kind of like different systems. I'm not making a comparison here, but the Wes Welkers, the Julian Edelmans of the team, he's going to be, you know, they're going to try to deploy him in that way. Granted, the systems are different now. I'm not comparing him and saying that he's taking on a role like that, or he's even as talented as those two guys. My point is that he's going to be an underneath kind of guy. He's going to be a safety blanket for Mac Jones. I believe Juju could have a big year when it comes to PPR. I don't think he'll score a lot of touchdowns, but I think he'll have a lot of receptions. Zay Flowers and Bateman, they're both wild cards, and I stacked them with Lamar Jackson. I like this team. But we'll draft again, and we'll see if we can come up with something better in this strategy. I may have to only go 1 quarterback, it seems. I also can go 2 cheaper quarterbacks, which is probably, maybe I should go Justin Fields and Lamar Jackson. Kind of like that strategy. Yeah, I like this strategy. These guys, I think in his league, he got what 20 points for rushing. Regular, right? Yeah. That's a good price for Lamar. Get these quarterbacks out of the way right away. That's the way we're gonna roll. And we'll figure out. I think this is the best strategy I want to do in all my auctions now is get my quarterback out of the way. That way I know the kind of strategy I can build outside of it. So I know how much money I have to allocate to these guys, right? And that's the way I'm gonna do it from now on. I think that's the smart way. And then I go for value after that. I'm not gonna overpay either. I'll grab Josh Allen or somebody like that if I have to. This is fair if I get these guys around $30 each. That'd be huge. I'll take that right there. So I have $133 to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions. Let's do the math on that. So about $20 a person, 19, $20 a person. I like that a lot. That puts me in a good category to get one of these guys and then go lower. So now I can go after Nick Chubb or Tony Pollard. So this is definitely the quarterbacks that I'm going to go after tomorrow. And then we'll go after a Nick Chubb, Tony Pollard, because I know in these other leagues they don't value him as much. And then I'll go after a Jahmyr Gibbs as well. And that'll solidify my oh yeah, this is going to take me way over if I go after Kelsey. So I'm not going to go after Kelsey, and I'm going to get a Mark Andrews in this league. Is he really questionable for week 1, bro? Nothing serious. This is what I'm going to do in this league for sure, though, 100%. I'm going Lamar, Justin, and then I'm going to go Mark Andrews, and then I'm going to go Chubb or Pollard, then I'm going to go Ramondre and Jahmyr, or probably Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll fall back on Ramondre, and then I'll go Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, since I'm not getting the tight end, Kelsey, and then I'll go after Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson? Yeah, Garrett Wilson. No, he's a little too high. So I'll go after Keenan Allen. I like him in PPR. And then I'll go after really cheaper guys after that. So we'll see how this plays out. Definitely are getting this guy. I'm definitely going to go after... yeah, we'll have the Lamar Jackson. We won't get any other Bear. I'll stay away from the Bears. But since I won't have any Eagle, I'll go after Swift for sure, or Devontae Smith. What do they got, Devontae? 25, little high. See, you got to plan for this. This is good. We'll get this out of the way. That way I don't have to stress it and I can just think about it. That's one of my new plans now too. If I have to overbid for a guy that I know I want, at least I should know this early, right? So I can plan around it. That's something I learned in my other draft. And if you get them cheaper sometimes too. The problem is I don't like nominating guys that I want because that makes it feel like it's obvious that I want them, but it's really not the case. So not really nothing to worry about as long as you don't do it all the time. That's good. $18, solid. I like the stack with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. I got a great Detroit running back in PPR. I got Fields. I'm not going to go after any more Bears. I'm going to get KC guys for sure. I'm not going to get any more Baltimore guys. I'm going to get the rest are going to be I know I can get Swift as my flex for cheaper. I typically would go after Nick Chubb the hardest, but I think Pollard is more valuable in PPR. I think Nick Chubb's going to have less catches. But I'll definitely bid on this guy still. If I got him for $28, I'd be happy. Plus, I don't have him in my other league, so yeah, I'd be happy with that, honestly. Nick Chubb, Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm good with that. Now my Cleveland, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, one of the best offensive lines, one of the best offensive lines, one of the best offensive lines, up and coming offensive line. This is a great team we're forming here. I like this team a lot. This is what I'm going to go for tomorrow, for sure. I want Garrett Wilson so fucking bad, but in this league, I'm not going to go for him. We got $68 to go to 1, 2, 3, 4. We got $17 a pop right now, and that's not even considering that we got a cheap running back still. So technically, I can go after Ramondre in this league. I can even go after Pollard. I think I'm going to as well. I think that'd be the strategy. And then what am I going to do? Go after one of these receivers? I'm not really even a huge fan of any of them. I think Pollard here, if I can get him for $28, that's the move. I don't think this team loses if I got him. Yeah, even it doesn't matter. I would go after him hard here. I don't care about receivers. I really don't. None of these guys I think are worth Pollard. Pollard's worth all these guys. Yeah, that's a great pick. So I got $37 to allocate to receivers. About $12 a pop, right? If I miss out on all these guys, big deal. Only one I would even care. I'd much rather have. The only thing I could think about is myself is like, would I rather have Swift here and a better receiver, or would I have Tony Pollard and a worse receiver? For me personally, I'd rather have Tony Pollard and worse receivers, in theory, because I know I can get Sky Moore in Kadarius. I know I can get them for cheap, and then I know I can pick up one more receiver. I can do like a DJ Moore stack here. I think Kenneth Walker cheap though right there is valuable, man. I really do. Oh, he went for $28. So, yeah, it doesn't even matter. I don't have an eagle though, so that's bad. You need an eagle on your team. I can still get Swift though for cheap, depending on how this goes. I think DJ Moore is for sure a target here. And maybe I go after Devontae. Yeah, let's see what happens when I go after Devontae, because I know that there's guys down here that I like Sky Moore. I like him. That kind of balances the two out, right? And then my third guy is just gonna have to be trash, and it is what it is. Then I get the eagle that I want at least, right? I like this strategy. Yeah, Pollard. Yeah, that's good, man. Think about it. Think about this. I could add Swift here and a big time receiver, but instead I got Pollard and Devontae Smith. I'll take that all day. I think Devontae could have a bigger year than AJ Brown. Now I got the Eagles, so I got fucking all elite offensive line players except Justin Fields, and I got a stack with Lamar and Andrews, and everything else is I don't need DJ Moore. I got to stay away from him now. I couldn't afford him if I even wanted him. But now we go after. We need to spend the rest of our money on 2 PPR guys. I like Sky Moore. We'll go after him. I like Darius as a backup plan, so it'll be one or the other. Be my wide receiver too. I'm not gonna play both. I could play both. Don't get me wrong, but I'll most likely just play one of those guys depending on which one's the hot player. And if I can't tell who's the hot player, then it's just gonna be a shitty situation. But I'm okay with that because I think they're both talented, and I think that they're gonna have big years, especially if Mahomes has a big year, which he will. I don't want any other guy besides possibly Juju because the PPR format. Andre went for 26. Yeah, this format like makes these running backs more equal, which is great. Because I think my running backs right here, Jahmyr Gibbs, Chubb, and Tony Pollard with Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields, I don't think there's any way in hell this team loses. As a matter of fact, this is exactly how I want to build my team. I don't give a fuck about receivers. I'll figure out receivers. I'll get PPR guys like Rondell Moore down here and Sky Moore. Even Dobbs is hurt. I didn't know that. Jaden Reed might be a steal, bro. I'm going to go after him in this draft as well. I'll definitely go after Rondell Moore. PPR guys. We just want guys that are going to catch a lot of balls. We don't really care about anything else. Try to make people waste their money on shit. We'll nominate a kicker and defense next. I want him, but I won't build more than $1 for that, by the way. DJ Moore go for 16. So DJ Moore went for 16. I got Devontae for 24. It's not bad. I just would be... My receivers are going to be weak, but I have $7 to spend on each one right here. So it's actually really good. I mean, and I fucking love Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney as my number 2. So it's like... This is the strategy, man. I'm telling you. You're going to have a weakness on one of these teams. You're going to find them in free agency. Free. You on that? We'll eat your bone. So, I like this team a lot. I like it a lot. So in this case, we're still gonna like just keep nominating receivers that are we can't afford because it just makes people waste money. They're starting to get down to my level. You see, I got $14. I guess on your screen you can't really see, but you want everybody to get down to your level. That way you can start to actually bid against them. Obviously, if Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney came in up right now, I would bid for them, but they're not. So we'll just keep. See, now they're starting to get some of our level guys. Jordan Addison, we don't want him, so we bid him. We just keep bidding for guys that we don't want. Make people spend their money. That's the way this strategy works. In the beginning, I was nominating those quarterbacks I wanted and the tight end I wanted because I wanted to figure out how much money I'm gonna have. That's the way you do this shit. Portland Sutton would have been a decent pick for $3. I'm not gonna lie. That's okay. Like, if you're looking at everybody's shit now, we are in a perfect situation now. We can just keep nominating players we don't want. That way we can get a bunch of guys we do want. I want Juju. I got like $4 or $5 to spend on him. Good girl. Yeah, I'll take Juju for that price. I'll take an extra Swift too right now, to be honest. No, I can't. I have to save my money. My running backs are fucking loaded. It don't matter. Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Good fucking luck. I don't see how this team would lose. I really don't. 2 running quarterbacks. I mean, my top 2 running backs. And then you got... This team's fucking loaded, man. Definitely want Sky Moore. He's going to be my wide receiver 2. Juju will be my wide receiver 3. And I'll have Kadarius Toney as a backup. And then I'll have Rondell Moore and some other schmucks. Perfect. I got $8 still to spend. Perfect. This is exactly what we want. We'll nominate Kadarius now, just so we know what we're going to have left over for other guys. No way we get him for $1. We got him for $1. Holy shit. So at this point, no, I'm not going to spend any money on Raheem Mostert, even though I want him. We just need to get receivers. We can get Quentin Johnson now. This guy's worth $2, by the way. Tank Dell, he could be a superstar. He could be a PPR guy too, so why I say go for him. We got Andrews and Lamar, so we don't want to overstack on Ravens. That's why we're not going to go after those guys. I like Jameson Williams this year, but if I get Jahmyr Gibbs, there's no point in me wasting any money on anybody else. I mean, I'll fucking take him though, honestly. In this situation, I'll take him. This is the thing though, is like in the later parts of the draft, you think you're clever at getting these guys for cheap that have high potential. But the issue is that I've learned in other auctions is that you're not the only person thinking that. So you end up bidding up these guys anyways late. So in theory, it's all good and gravy, but you have to consider the fact that you're not going to always get the guys you want late because other people are planning for the same thing. You're not the only brilliant mind out there that knows about players that are undervalued. So especially with all the videos that get put out, including mine, but humbly, nobody views my shit really, but all the other videos you see about undervalued sleepers, etc., these guys end up being bid up anyway. So I'm gonna get out of here though for this one. A-. I like that. I like this team a lot. I would have done something different with these 2 picks. Sky Moore, I love him as my number 2 receiver. I'll take Devontae as my number 1 in this kind of offense I'm putting out. I got Lamar, Justin, Jahmyr, Chubb, and Pollard. Those are the guys I spent my money on, right? And then I got value guys here, and then Kadarius and Tank and Jameson Williams could be superstars. All three of those guys. So now we're gonna go do our other draft. So this should have filled up, this Platinum League. I don't know why it's not. I need to integrate this because this is supposed to be 12 teams. I don't know why it hasn't updated. Resync link. There we go. So let's resync this real quick. We got that set up. 6 playoffs, PPR. It's 12 teams though. Why is it doing this? Lee hasn't joined this yet, man. So that's we got one person that hasn't joined yet, but he's in the league. I just texted the commish. So we're just gonna have to do this freestyle again, which I don't want to do. But it is what it is. Free, lay down. I'm mock drafting. Come here. See my dog. Come here. My dog, Bree. She turned 1 year old yesterday. Years old. Bree, you 1 year old? Bro. Lay down. Lay down. I'll be done soon. About 30 minutes, okay? So 12 teams, 8. Take away this guy right here. And other than that, it's exactly the same kind of league. It's just that extra flex. Just to make sure it was 3 receivers. It's a weird league, man. Very weird league. But I like this strategy that I'm going to deploy. I'm going to stick with that strategy in that league for sure. This league, I'm going to go completely different. And I know we're about halfway through my my mocks. So through this stream, I know none of my league mates are going to see this, which is great. None of them are going to look at this shit. I could actually really give you my strategy for tomorrow on this league. I'm going to nominate the quarterbacks that I want early so I can figure out what I'm going to spend on them, and I'll pull the rug on people if they bid me up because they know I like Justin Fields a lot. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I like Pat Mahomes a lot too, but I'm not. See, for $26, I would have took him. You see that these guys are lower because it's a PPR league, so all their values go down. Justin Fields will go for a boatload. But I know I'm going to go after Travis Kelce for sure. But we're going to go after Justin. I'm going to nominate him early so I can figure out if they're going to make me overspend for him. I actually want Jalen Hurts in this league as well. So, but I'm going to go all in on Justin Fields this year. I believe in him. So, but for this guy in particular, I'm nominating him first because I want to see if I can get him for the real value. If I can't get him for the real value and they try to bid me up, then I'm just gonna go for Jalen Hurts. But I'll take him for $17 all day. Hey, what are you doing? Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. I'm not kidding. Lay down. I'll take you out in a second. I'll be done. So yeah, my dog's a pest. 1-year-old Doberman, and she don't give a fuck about me and when I'm my mocks or none of that shit. She just wants to play. Good girl. I'm definitely getting Travis Kelce in this league. I'm not laying off this button. I don't give a fuck what it goes up to. I'm taking Travis Kelce in this league. I didn't get him in. I'm not getting him in my other 2 leagues, so I'm getting him in this league. I have to get him. So I'm not gonna go after Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore in this league, though. I'm gonna stay away from them so I can kind of deploy a different kind of roster. And this roster is gonna be more focused on PPR and receivers, and that's why getting Fields for $17 is really important. Actually, like if I spend more than that on a quarterback, then it's gonna screw up my strategy a little bit. I'm not going after Jahmyr Gibbs in this league. I'm gonna have him in my other league, so I at least have him in one league. The past one I drafted in, but this one I'm gonna bid on him. If I get him for less than $24 or something like that, I'll get him. But most likely I'm not, so I'm gonna fall back on him. I'm gonna go after. I'm not gonna get Chubb in this league. I'm gonna go more receiver heavy on this league, which I never do. PPR. It's PPR though, so if you're gonna do PPR, I don't mind the strategy. You just have to really be selective on the guys that you pick and know that they're gonna be PPR goons. And I'm going after Garrett Wilson and Amon St. Brown. I'm gonna take both of them. I think that they're just really big safe bets on PPR this year, and I'll bid them up. I don't mind spending most of my money on these 4 guys that I'm taking: Justin Fields, Travis Kelce, Amon St. Brown, and Garrett Wilson. That's going to be my 4 picks. Matter of fact, I'm going to bid him so I know what kind of money I have left. I'm going to do that for sure. I'm going to nominate these guys: Travis Kelce, Amon St. Brown, and Garrett Wilson. I'm going to nominate them early. That way I can figure out what I'm going to do. Because one of the things I've learned here in these auctions is if you don't get them on the board, the guys that you really, really want, if you don't get them on the board or are able to fall back on them, let's say hypothetically Garrett got bid up to $50. I'll fall back on him, right? But at least I know then, so then I'm not saving money for a guy that I potentially can't get. That's what happened to me in my other draft. I saved money on Jahmyr Gibbs, and then I didn't get him, and I would have bid for Kenneth Walker if that was the case, right? So you have to understand that that's really important in auction drafts. If anybody is watching this video full on through and wants to learn something, that's very important. What I've learned off experience, if you want certain guys, nominate them, because you need to find out if you're going to fall back on them or you're going to take them. Or if you're saving money for a guy that you potentially are not going to get, then all the guys that you're iffy on, you're going to pass on them because you're waiting for your guy, and then you end up not getting your guy, and it could really screw you over. Something I learned this year, and now I know I have $57 to allocate to 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. So now you could do the math, right? 57 divided by 4. So about $14 a person. I know I can get DeAndre for cheap. Excuse me. I can get James Cook for that price. Those are PPR guys. I know I can go after Kenneth Walker, which I will. I know I can go after Alvin Kamara. That's the kind of players I'm going to go after at running back. And then at flex, you got 2 big time receivers. So, and Travis Kelce, who's another receiver essentially. So we can afford not to have such a great third receiver. We kind of want to just find a guy who we think is a really good PPR option late. I think that guy's Sky Moore. I still think I'm going to go after Sky Moore here and double stack him with Travis Kelce. But I won't worry about it, and I'll settle for a lot of these guys in the lower half. I really will. I don't care about that. I need to get some decent running backs for sure. So if I got hypothetically Justin Fields for that price, I don't mind getting two $20 running backs here and then having $17 left over to spend on a receiver and a flex. I think that's the way to go. I think I can get Swift for my flex and just settle for him as my flex. I don't mind that. I think he's a PPR legend. So if I'm gonna go this strategy here, Travis Kelce is gonna cost me much more than 43 though. That's the problem. So I have less than that. Let's just say this is actually only $49 left. Think about it that way, because he's gonna go. Unfortunately, Travis Kelce's gonna go for like $55. So add 12, take away that. I got $45 left. So 45 divided by 4. It's a little more than $10 a pop. With that being said, we know we're gonna get Swift, but we don't worry about them. We just need to keep nominating guys that are a lot, because we just need to get everybody to get their money down to where our money is, or else we can't really get anybody we want. These core 4, you have to keep in mind auction. It's not like I'm missing out on so many great players, because you have to remember that all these guys are really, the way they spend their money, you have to realize, if when you do this a million times, that all of them are only going to have 4 major players. So it's really a matter of how they spend their money on those 4 players, or if they want to do a super balanced approach, or if they want to do 2 really top heavy guys like Justin Jefferson and Christian McCaffrey, then they're not going to have money to spend anywhere else. And only experience can teach you this, because if not, you're going to end up you're going to go after a guy you like here, and then all of a sudden you're not going to have any money left. You're going to be fucked. You don't want to do that in auction. I'm telling you, it never works. So these are the core 4, and then you just have to accept the fact that you're not going to get anybody else that's more than like $10 or $11. So you're just going to miss out on this whole bulk of players, which is fine, especially if you know what you're doing, because I know that I'm going to go after Kenneth Walker. That's one guy I'm going to target, because I think he's way undervalued this year. I think that Kamara would be a good guy to go after. James Cook is a good guy to go after. I think Javonte Williams is a good guy to go after. I think that I didn't take any Ravens, so I think J.K. Dobbins is a good guy to go after. Rashad White is a good guy to go after. Tons of running backs in that range, so I don't have anything to stress there. I already have 2 good receivers, so I'm not going to worry about that. We're gonna legit go after 3 running backs that we think are PPR legends. DeAndre Swift's one of them. We're definitely going to take him. I don't mind having Ramondre here, but I can't expend that much money on him, so you got to pass. Keep nominating players. So now we're at 57. People are starting to catch up to us. We're at 40. We want to say that we spent about $12 more on Kelce, because I already know that's going to happen. Lamar went for 19. Keep that in mind. I don't mind Rashad White, but he went for too much there. Now people have caught up to us. Now we're at a decent place. So now we can actually go after guys. We're going to keep nominating guys we don't want, because we want people to spend money. I want Kenneth Walker. So we're going to go after this guy. This is going to be my RB1, guys. We're going to play it cool like we don't want him, and then we're going to come on late. We want Kenneth. We want James Cook. want DeAndre Swift. That's it. We got him. Now we got, in theory, probably only like $30 left. Because you got to remember that money got spent on Kelsey. Can't get Dobbins at that point. That's okay, because I don't really like him in PPR that much anyways. We'll keep nominating people we don't want. Try to get their money down. Once their money's down, though, guys, you have to bid for your guy you want, because the same thing can happen to you in the other situation where you're trying to hold out on a player. I'm not taking Javonte because my running backs, I want Javonte, don't get me wrong, and I want Kamara as well, but I can't take a chance on them because this guy's not going to be fully healthy until midway through the year, and Kamara's got a suspension. So I need guys that are actually going to be playing for me day one, and guys that I think could be good day one. So this is a guy I want, James Cook. I would have nominated him next for the same reasons I told you had to nominate people you wanted earlier. So now we're going after James Cook. He's going to be my RB2. And then my flex is going to be Swift. And I'm going to nominate Swift next, by the way, because I need to know how much money I have left over. That's good. I like that. I like this team a lot. This team's solid. PPR team too, boy. This is a PPR team, guys. Travis Kelce, PPR legend. St. Brown, PPR legend. James Cook, PPR legend. Kenneth Walker, he catches the ball out of the backfield too. Justin Fields, high ceiling. DeAndre Swift, that's who we're going as our flex. Now we got just elite offensive lines everywhere except Buffalo and the Bears and New York Jets. But in Seattle, really, actually, this team is not really deployed the way I like to build teams typically. But I think the Fields, I think that this is good. This tells you right now that I would probably have about $6 left to spend on my last receiver, which is great. I'll take that all day. This is my team right here that I'm gonna get. And then this receiver position, it's whatever at that point. I don't know what I'm going to get because I don't know how much money I'm going to have left over. If I get to this point, it's fucking beautiful because then I can see exactly how much money I have to spend. I'm going to have like $7 or $8 left really because there's no way that Travis Kelce goes for that cheap. He's going to go for $55. So I'm going to have like six, but that's good though. Like I find out if I get this team, if this is the team I'm targeting, then I know exactly how much money I have to spend elsewhere, right? We know I like Sky more, but I have more money now, so I could go after Alvin Kamara as well, and I can go after Sky more. I don't really like any of these other PPR guys. I like Juju. So, yeah, we're going to go after Sky Moore. We'll go after Kadarius. And we'll go after Alvin Kamara. Because I think that Alvin could be a PPR monster when he comes back, and that'll just strengthen my running back room up. We'll bid it out on here. I don't care. I'll take dollar guys the rest of the way out. Even if I had to spend $12 on or $13 on Kamara, because that's how valuable he is compared to these other receivers. This guy can be a superstar still. There's nobody on that depth chart really. That's perfect, man. I love that. That fills out Kamara with James Cook, Kenneth Walker, and Swift. Those are 4 high ceiling guys that and then you got St. Brown and Garrett Wilson as guaranteed PPR monsters with Travis Kelce. Then you got Sky Moore as your dart, who I think is going to be a PPR legend this year. This is the time. This is a perfect team. If I built this team, I'd be very happy, but I just know that the way this auction thing works, it doesn't always work out like that. So we'll see. But We'll do one more. I know that I would figure this out and make sure I get another good receiver somewhere here. I would sneak somebody in, but A minus is solid. We're gonna do one more exactly like this, and then I'm gonna be done and get my dog outside because she wants to go out and play. But not, and I already felt prepared for my drafts tomorrow, but I thought it was important for you guys to see this stuff so you can get an idea of my thought process and the way I prep. In this league, we know we're not gonna go after these running backs. We're gonna go after Travis Kelce. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get this up to 50 now because I know that's the kind of money I'm gonna spend on him. Might as well just do it so that way it's more realistic. I actually think I'm gonna spend like 55 on him in this league. I'm pretty sure. It is what it is. Just I have to keep in mind that number can go up to 60. I put him just as valuable as Jefferson in this league, and he's going to be highly sought after. We know we want Justin Fields, so we're going to nominate him earlier, and if we can't get him, we'll pivot from him. We want him between $17 and $20. But at least we'll know we know we can't get him in this case, and then we can build our team other ways. I'll take him for 17. Now we want our receivers that I've told you about, but we need to make sure that we get we know what kind of money we can spend. So that's why we got to nominate our receivers next. Here's one of them, St. Brown. We'll nominate Garrett Wilson next because we know we want those two guys, right? So at least if you know, then you know if you can pivot from them or you know if you need to take them. We'll go up, judging off this, we'll go up to like $46 on St. Brown. And I'm pretty sure that that's what he'll go for. There's a couple people in my league that'll bid with me on this guy, but I could probably get him. That's fair. I think it'll be more, but it's not horrible. This guy's going to go for quite a bit in my league. I'd say closer to 50, but we'll see. I'm taking him regardless. So I won't probably, I'll suffer having a weaker team elsewhere if it means getting this guy, I want him. So I'll go up to $45 on this guy. See, that's bullshit. Like, it's just, I'm not going to get these two guys for this cheap. I just know I'm not. But like I said, now you got $53. We'll call that fair. And then everybody else is going to be, I need everybody else to catch up to me. So at this point, all I do is nominate people that I think that they want. Alvin Kamara, ooh, he went for 18. They're starting to catch up now. Once they catch up, they're still not quite there. That's when we'll start nominating guys that we actually really want. Still want them to spend money. We want Kenneth Walker. He's our RB1 we're targeting. Underrated, guys. Tier 4, that's wrong. This could happen. So I'm expecting this. We need them just. We need to like actually figure out how much money we're gonna have left over. So now you nominate James Cook, even though I want people to spend money. I need to figure out what it's gonna cost me. So because I he's my RB2 here. I'm not settling for nobody else. This is fucking me. But this is a good learning thing because you get to see what's possible, right? Now I may not get Swift. I got $14 and I have 2 spots to fill. Here I would nominate try to get San Fran for $1. That's what I would try to do right here. We just know that we're going after Swift. We'll spend our whole salary on him for $14. And then I don't give a fuck about my third receiver. That's pretty much my game plan right now. This is what my thought process would be if I was in this draft. I'd see up. Well, I got kind of fucked. I want Swift as my flex, and I will spend my whole salary on him. And if I don't, that means that I need to nominate him after I nominate a defense or a kicker. Because I'm going to try to steal one of these good kickers for $1. And then I'll nominate Swift. I need to know how much money I'm going to have left over. Or if I keep letting these guys pass by. See, like Javonte, I would have took him if I didn't get Swift. That's the kind of example that I'm trying to tell you guys. So that's how you fuck yourself. Because now I didn't take Javonte because I want Swift. And it can end up fucking you because if this guy gets bid up to, let's say, $17, then I can't get him, right? Even $15. And I would have bid on Javonte. And now Javante's not on the board and there's nobody here that I want. So it's like, you have to that's why instead of nominating that defense like I did the other one, or the defense, I need to nominate Swift there. It's just, you have to. It's just, that's the way these auctions are that I've learned. It's a very smart play. And you learn here, boom, this is going to maybe cost me my whole thing, which is fine. At least you figure that out. You get the guy you want. Now your roster's filled. And now you can nominate the kicker because you really just want people to spend their money, and you got $4 to spend on a guy that you really like. I didn't get anybody from Baltimore, but that's fine. I don't want to risk anybody on right now at this point because I don't know which guy is going to be their guy except Mark Andrews as far as receivers are concerned. But we don't want to double stack anybody on any team. So we did good here. We got a Philly player. We got a KC player. We got Garrett Wilson. We really wanted. We got a Detroit player, St. Brown, who's elite. We want $4 here. I want Sky Moore, but I didn't get him. That's okay because I have Travis Kelce. We'll go after Kadarius Toney, and then I got a Buffalo player in a big time offense. This is a good team, guys. This is a great offensive line with Swift. I like this team a lot. This team could win a championship. $4. So we're targeting Kadarius. We're targeting Quentin Johnson. I don't really want him that bad, though. We didn't get any Detroit players, so we want Jameson Williams. That could be our third guy. That's the guy we really want, guys. We'll go after both of them. That's the 2 targets. Besides that, we'll throw a dollar guy out for our third receiver. Here we want people to keep wasting money, so we're not going to nominate anybody that's worth a damn. We just want to like our guy to pop out. I want Quentin Johnson, but not in this draft. See, a lot of people have money besides me, and they're not idiots. They like Kadarius Toney too. So we're gonna bid 4. So we're not gonna bid here unless it gets to the $1 the 1 ticker. Then we're gonna bid 4. That's the most we can bid. That's perfect, guys. I love him as my third receiver. I got 3 superstar potential guys. Travis Kelce, Justin Fields, and then you got 3 running backs that are all young, very high ceiling guys in big time offenses. Even Seattle. There's a lot of talent in Seattle right now. So they're RB1s in big time. This is a great team right here. I would try to, find dollar receivers like Isaiah Hodgins and other guys. I would pretty much spend all my picks on receivers. And then in this kind of situation, I would try to get Damian Harris for $1. Even though it's a PPR league. And then I would try to back up. I would try to get Gainwell for $1. And different guys like that. But we're going to auto draft this, see what they give us. B-. I don't agree. But I like this team. So this is a team that I would build. Who do they like? They like Bryce and Drake. I never agree with this. Yeah, this team's trash. I'll blow this team the fuck out. Not worried about them. And they said, who's the other guy they said? Drake's. Trevor Lawrence, Eckler, Pollard, Hopkins, Watson, Judy, Goddard, Javonte Williams. I like my team over them too. But it's close. It's closer. This is a solid team, though. I'm happy with this team. Only thing I would want to do is do a couple more mocks to see like what happens if I get don't get Fields and I have to get Hurts for more money. But I'm not going to worry about it for now. That's going to do it. I'll let y'all boys on the other end. Peace out.